I didn't know the voicemail would still be recording. I didn't know it wasn't my voice anymore. They say phones don't lie, but mine begged someone to stop screaming. It was a normal workday, late meeting, missed calls, low battery. I was driving home through the industrial side of the city, warehouses, empty roads, no streetlights for long stretches. My phone buzzed, voicemail from me. Timestamp said, 10 minutes in the future. I laughed it off, glitch, spam, whatever. Then I listened. At first it was just breathing, fast, panicked. Then my voice whispered, please don't come closer. Headlights flickered. Something crossed the road ahead, not fast, not slow. I checked the voicemail timer. It was still counting. The voicemail changed. Footsteps, wet, dragging my voice again. Crying now. I can hear it learning. The call cut off. The road ended. The warehouse gate was open. I don't remember turning in, but my car rolled forward anyway. Inside the warehouse, my headlights died. The phone buzzed again, new voicemail. Same sender. This time there were two sets of breathing. One was mine. The other was closer to the mic. Listening, metal creaked behind me. Something brushed the car door. Slow, curious. I didn't see it. I heard it copying the way I breathe. The voicemail whispered, it knows you're listening. The sound of flesh dragging across concrete. Then silence. The phone screen cracked on its own. Someone screamed in the dark. Not far. Not human enough in wet impact. Over and over. The voicemail ended. I started the engine. The headlights came back for half a second. Just enough to see something standing where I would have been. Not facing me, facing the phone. I floored it. The gate slammed shut behind me. City lights returned too fast, like nothing happened. I parked at home, hands shaking. The phone buzzed one last time. Save duration unlimited, I never recorded it. But every night since at exactly 20:17 a.m., my phone vibrates. No sound, no notification, just the mic icon glowing, recording. I checked my sent voicemails yesterday. There's one addressed to you. Timestamp 10 minutes from now. It was just a ride home. I didn't know I'd be the only one who rated him. It was past midnight, rain on the windshield. My phone was at 5%. The app said the driver was already there. 5-star rating, thousands of trips. The car looked normal, clean, quiet. There were 3 of us sharing the ride, laughing, tired, scrolling. The driver never spoke, didn't even look at us in the mirror. We pulled onto the highway, then off it, then somewhere darker. I checked the route. The map stopped updating. Hey, someone said, this isn't right. The driver smiled in the mirror, too wide, too still. The doors locked. The streetlights outside began to space out farther apart. Then none. The car slowed. Something walked across the road ahead of us, tall, bent, its head scraping the dark. The driver stopped and unlocked the doors. Get out, he said. First words all night. One of us bolted, ran into the dark. We heard the scream almost immediately. Then nothing. The driver's smile faded, like he done came closer, moving wrong, limbs folding in ways they shouldn't. The driver turned to us. Only one more. The car lurched. I kicked the door, it opened. I ran. Behind me, the car drove away, slow, calm. The thing followed, but it didn't chase. It waited. I made it back to the city lights somehow. Collapsed on the sidewalk. The app still shows the ride. Trip status ongoing. And every night since, I get a notification. Your driver is nearby. It was just a hotel elevator. I didn't know one of us wouldn't reach our floor. The city had a blackout that night. Backup generators humming. Emergency lights glowing red. There were 5 of us inside the elevator, strangers. Phones out, quiet. The doors closed. The elevator moved. Then it stopped. Between floors. The lights flickered. Someone laughed nervously. Said it happens all the time. That's when the emergency phone rang. No one had pressed it. A voice came through the speaker. Calm, flat. Do not try to force the doors. We froze. The elevator jerked, dropped a few inches. Someone screamed. Then we felt it, breathing. Not from a person, from above the ceiling panel. Something scratched slow, testing. The voice came back. It knows you're awake now. Panic set in fast. One man tried to pry the doors open. The gap widened just enough to see the shaft. Dark. Too dark. Something moved past the opening. Fast. Close. The ceiling panel bent inward. Metal warped. Screws popped loose. A hand came through. Too many fingers. Bending backward. It grabbed the woman closest to the wall, pulled her upward. Her scream echoed through the shaft, then snapped off. Blood dripped onto the floor. The elevator began to rise again. Slow. On its own. The voice returned. 2 remaining. We screamed that there were 4 of us left. The voice paused, then quietly said, correction pending. The doors opened, not to a floor, to another elevator. occupied. The other elevator was full of people, smiling, standing too still. Their eyes were wrong, too wide, unblinking. Our elevator lurched forward. The two elevators connected. Hands reached across the gap, grabbing, pulling. Someone was dragged into the other car. The doors closed on them. The elevator dropped, fast. I hit the floor hard. Lights exploded overhead. When I looked up, I was alone. The doors opened to the lobby. Bright, normal. People stared at me, asked if I was okay. I ran. The hotel denies any incident. Security footage cuts out for 12 minutes. But sometimes when I stay in hotels now, the elevator pauses between floors and the speaker crackles. Correction complete.
It was just a normal late shift. I didn't know I wouldn't see Ravi again. The office was empty. Elevators silent. Only the emergency lights hummed. We were four, a few files to finish, laughing about the weekend, texting friends. The parking lot was dark. Rain slicked. Cameras flickering. One of us noticed movement across the lot. Someone standing near the exit. No face, just a silhouette. Too still. Maybe security. Someone whispered. The lights inside flickered, then went out. From the elevator shaft came a scraping sound. Slow, metal on metal. Ravi went to check. He called our names. We answered. He never came back. We ran for the stairwell. The doors slammed behind us, echoing, like someone else was moving faster than us. Something followed. Only 3 of us left, heart racing, phones out, no service. The stairwell twisted. Familiar floors didn't match numbers anymore. We reached the rooftop. Doors locked. Only one emergency ladder. Something came up the stairs behind us, tall, unnatural, dragging its arms along the walls. One of us slipped, fell backward, grabbed by hands that weren't human. I climbed. The wind hit my face, cold. The others weren't behind me. I jumped to the adjacent building, feet landing hard. The office building stayed behind, lights flickering. Someone or something watching from the rooftop. Ravi's phone buzzed in my pocket. A photo, taken moments ago of me, looking up from below.
I thought we were just sneaking in for fun. I didn't know the ride still remembered us. The carousel started spinning on its own. No electricity. It was late, empty streets. We jumped the fence like kids, but nothing felt like childhood anymore. The neon signs were off. Rust crawled up the supports. A faint scent of popcorn lingered rotten. 4 of us wandered, laughing nervously, phones out, checking for TikTok shots. The Ferris wheel creaked slow, like someone was climbing it. I swear I saw a shadow at the top still, watching. Then the carousel started again, one horse moving perfectly upright. No sound, no music. The ticket booth door opened. Inside no one, except a single handprint smeared on the glass. My phone buzzed, screen lit, no notifications, just a live camera view. Of us, from behind we ran, footsteps echoed, not ours. We hid in the funhouse, mirrors everywhere, our reflections multiplied. Some weren't ours. A whisper followed us, too many voices, some laughing, some crying, all wrong. One friend stepped on broken glass, screamed, then stopped. No blood, no body, just silence. Something touched the back of my neck, cold wet. I didn't look. We ran out. The Ferris wheel now had lights, dim, red, slowly turning. We found the bumper cars, K's in the ignition, engine off. We tried one. Engine roared, lights flickered on the other cars, alone moving by themselves. The first one grabbed my friend's ankle, dragged him. Under the metal frame, screaming, gone. We floored it through the funhouse. Shattered mirrors behind us, something climbing in the glass. We reached the main gate, locked, rusty chains holding it tight. The carousel spun faster now. Music squealed in reverse. I grabbed a loose plank, pried the gate open. We ran, breath tearing our lungs. Outside, the street looked normal, no signs of the park. Days later, my phone buzzed with a new notification. Thanks for visiting, from inside the funhouse. Of us, smiling, frozen. One frame shows my missing friend, smiling too. Sometimes at night, I hear music, faint, a carousel spinning, where there's no park. It was just a delayed flight. I didn't know the airport was already closed. A storm grounded everything. Flights cancelled one by one, screens going blank. There were maybe 20 of us left in the terminal, tired, annoyed, dragging bags. Security announced one final option, a late night departure, gate 47. No airline name, just a destination code that didn't ring a bell. People clapped, relief felt louder than logic. We followed the signs, past dark shops, past shuttered cafes. The lights thinning felt lower. Gate 47 was at the end. No windows, no staff desk, just an open jet bridge. A man in uniform stood beside it, face half lit. Spinal boarding, he said. I checked my phone, no signal. Someone behind me whispered, "Why is it so quiet?" The man scanned our passes. They all beeped green, even the ones that shouldn't. When the last person stepped forward, the terminal light shut off behind us, and the jet bridge door closed. The jet bridge was longer than it should have been. Metal walls humming, lights flickering overhead. Someone joked, "This doesn't feel like a plane." No one laughed. Halfway down we passed another door. It was marked CROLY. It opened by itself. Inside were seats, rows of them, bolted to the floor, occupied. People sat there, still. Not passengers, not crew. Their boarding passes hung from their necks, old, faded. A woman stepped closer, recognized someone. Dag. The seated man turned his head. Too far, too smooth. The lights went out. Screaming filled the bridge, not all human. When the lights came back, 5 people were gone. The uniformed man stood at the far end now, blocking the exit. He checked a list. "Overbooked," he said calmly, and the walls started closing in. Panic broke us. People ran, tripped over luggage, slipped on something wet. Hands came out of the walls, pulling, holding. The seated thing stood up, joints unlocking, moving toward us. I ducked into the CROLY door, crawled through maintenance corridors, alarms blaring behind me. I didn't stop until I hit glass, the terminal. Bright, busy morning rush. People walking, coffee in hand normal. Security found me shaking near gate 12, asked what happened. They checked the records. There is no gate 47. They said no storm, no final flight, no missing passengers. But as I left the airport, I saw a screen flicker. Just for a second. Now aboard I gave 47, Final call, and a few tired travelers stood up. We thought the cabin would save us from the storm. We didn't know it was already occupied. The snow outside erased the road. Something else erased one of us. The blizzard hit faster than forecasted. Zero visibility. Phones dying. No signal. 5 of us found the cabin by chance. Lights off. Door unlocked. Fireplace cold. Inside felt used. Mugs on the table. Boots by the door. Still warm. We told ourselves the owners would be back soon. The wind screamed outside. The door rattled. That's when we heard it. Knocking slow, deliberate. From the outside. We froze. The knocking stopped. Then came scratching. Wood against something hard. A voice followed, muffled by the storm. "Please let me in." It sounded wrong, like it was remembering how to speak. We barricaded everything. The radio crackled to life. Emergency channel. Remain indoors. Do not respond to voices. It imitates the last person it takes. The knocking returned.
Where are
From
you?
inside the cabin, behind the bedroom door, using my friend's
Please
voice,
let me
asking to be let out. We locked ourselves in the bathroom until morning. The storm passed suddenly, unnaturally fast. When we opened the door, the cabin was empty. No furniture, no fireplace, no footprints, just snow. Search teams later said the cabin burned down years ago. No record of anyone staying there. But one thing still bothers me. In the snow outside, there were 6 sets of footprints leaving. Only 5 of us arrived. Sometimes during storms, my phone rings. No caller ID, just breathing, waiting for me to answer. It was supposed to be my last shift before the storm hit. I didn't know the snow would erase everything, except one set of footprints. They weren't mine. The highway maintenance station was empty, just me. A radio and snow coming down sideways. They'd warned us, whiteout conditions, roads closing fast. I was assigned to keep the mountain pass clear, salt truck ready, heater barely working.
Is anyone
Around
still out
1:12 a.m., the radio crackled. "Is anyone still out there?" The voice was calm, too calm, I replied. Static answered back, then breathing, heavy, slow, right up against the meg. The snow stopped suddenly, not slowed, stopped, dead quiet. My headlights revealed the road ahead, completely clear. Behind the truck, the snow was already filling back in, like something didn't want me turning around. I drove forward. That's when I saw the car, half buried, hazard lights blinking weakly. Door open, no footprints leading away, only toward the woods. I followed the trail for a few steps, then realized there were no return prints, just one continuous set, deep, barefoot. The radio came alive again, same calm voice. "You're standing where it stands." The trees creaked.
standing where
Snow
it
fell from
stands.
branches nearby, heavy, intentional. Something moved between trunks, too tall, too still. A scream echoed through the trees, cut off instantly. Then footsteps, fast, crushing snow. Coming straight toward me, I ran, slipped. The footsteps stopped inches behind me. I felt enough to burn. The radio screamed, "Dio not tararo nd." I crawled back to the truck, locked myself in. The engine wouldn't start. Outside, something walked slowly around the vehicle, each step sinking deeper than it should. I didn't see it. I saw what it left behind. Footprints bare, human-shaped, but far too long. Morning came suddenly. Rescue teams found me frozen in the cab, alive. They said there was no abandoned car, no tracks in the woods, just my own footprints, leading away from the truck, then stopping. I don't work winters anymore, but sometimes after fresh snowfall, I wake up to footprints outside my door, barefoot, waiting. The manor had been abandoned for decades, yet every portrait inside was freshly painted, and one of them was still wet. The house stood alone beyond the fields. No road led directly to it, only flattened grass as if something heavy had passed again and again. The door opened without protest. Inside, the air smelled of oil paint and old wood. Portraits lined every wall, men, women, children, all dressed in fashions from different centuries. Their eyes followed me, not with movement, but with intent. I passed a long mirror in the hall. My reflection lagged behind, only slightly, enough to notice. At the end of the corridor, I found an easel, a canvas turned toward the wall, still dripping. I turned the canvas. It was a portrait of the hallway, painted from behind me. The mirror in the painting showed my reflection, but its eyes were closed. Footsteps echoed upstairs, slow, measured, descending. I climbed the stairs. Each step creaked like a warning. Portraits covered the walls here too, but these were unfinished. Faces half-formed, eyes missing, mouths stretched in silent cries. One painting moved, not fast, just enough. A woman stepped halfway out of the canvas, her hand pressed against the frame, her skin cracked like dried paint. She whispered, "I never lets us leave." I ran. The door I came through was gone. Behind me, brushes scraped against canvas, fast, desperate. The house was painting something. I burst into a ballroom. At its center stood a man with no face, holding a brush made of hair. Before him, a blank canvas. He raised the brush. Every portrait in the room turned toward me. I felt something pull at my chest, at my shape, at my memory. The canvas began to fill with me. I don't remember escaping. I woke in the fields at dawn. The manor was gone, no house, no portraits, just grass. But something was missing. When I looked in the mirror that night, my reflection blinked late, and behind me, on the wall, hung a painting, still wet. They say old houses hold memories. This one didn't remember them, it kept them. There used to be a village at the edge of the forest. No one remembered why it disappeared, until I followed the trail. The houses were empty, yet smoke still rose from one chimney. The path through the woods was overgrown. Twisted roots clawed at my boots. The air smelled of damp earth and something sweeter. I reached the first house. The door hung ajar. Inside, the floor was swept clean, no dust, no cobwebs, yet nothing else moved. A rocking chair swayed slowly, though the wind didn't reach it. Then I saw footprints, small, bare, leading from the doorway into the forest. I followed them, step by step. The trees seemed to lean closer, listening. A bell tolled somewhere, not from the village, not from the forest. The footprints stopped, and a shadow passed between the trees. It wasn't human. It wasn't entirely solid. It watched. I felt its gaze deep in my chest. I tried to retreat, but the path had vanished, branches twisted impossibly, blocking the way. From the village, a lantern flickered, slow, deliberate, walking from house to house. It wasn't my light, it wasn't fire. Then the scream started, soft, childlike, echoing from the forest floor. Then closer, behind me, I ran. Trip after trip, something brushed my arm cold. Sticky, not solid. I stumbled into a clearing. One of the houses stood fully intact, door wide open, windows dark. Inside, I saw them, figures hunched, motionless, their faces hidden, but each had my friend's features. One stepped forward, slow, deliberate, and I realized I hadn't seen anyone arrive with me. The forest swallowed the clearing instantly. No path back, no village. Lanterns flickered along invisible streets. Figures appeared in every window, watching, waiting, a whisper from every direction. Stay, stay forever? I ran, branches clawing, dragging me down. The figures followed, silent, immovable. I tripped and fell. The world went black. I woke in the morning, alone, the village gone, no tracks. The forest was calm, birds chirping, sunlight piercing the canopy. They say it was a dream, but the footprints were still in my boots. And tonight, at the edge of the woods, a lantern sways in the dark, waiting. Sometimes I hear voices from the trees, calling my name, soft, insistent. I know they're waiting, and the village never really left. It was just a delayed flight. I didn't know the airport was already closed. A storm grounded everything. Flights cancelled one by one, screens going blank. There were maybe 20 of us left in the terminal, tired, annoyed, dragging bags. Security announced one final option, a late night departure, Gate 47. No airline name, just a destination code that didn't ring a bell. People clapped. Relief felt louder than logic. We followed the signs, past dark shops, past shuttered cafes. The lights thinning felt lower. Gate 47 was at the end. No windows, no staff desk, just an open jet bridge. A man in uniform stood beside it, face half lit. "Spinal boarding," he said. I checked my phone, no signal. Someone behind me whispered, "Why is it so quiet?" The man scanned our passes. They all beeped green, even the ones that shouldn't. When the last person stepped forward, the terminal light shut off behind us, and the jet bridge door closed. The jet bridge was longer than it should have been. Metal walls humming, lights flickering overhead. Someone joked, "This doesn't feel like a plane." No one laughed. Halfway down we passed another door. It was marked CROLY. It opened by itself. Inside were seats, rows of them, bolted to the floor, occupied. People sat there, still. Not passengers, not crew. Their boarding passes hung from their necks, old, faded. A woman stepped closer, recognized someone. Dag. The seated man turned his head. Too far, too smooth. The lights went out. Screaming filled the bridge, not all human. When the lights came back, 5 people were gone. The uniformed man stood at the far end now, blocking the exit. He checked a list. "Overbooked," he said calmly, and the walls started closing in. Panic broke us. People ran, tripped over luggage, slipped on something wet. Hands came out of the walls, pulling, holding. The seated thing stood up, joints unlocking, moving toward us. I ducked into the CROLY door, crawled through maintenance corridors, alarms blaring behind me. I didn't stop until I hit glass. The terminal. Bright, busy morning rush. People walking, coffee in hand, normal. Security found me shaking near gate 12, asked what happened. They checked the records. There is no gate 47. They said no storm, no final flight, no missing passengers. But as I left the airport, I saw a screen flicker. Just for a second. Now aboard I gate 47, final call, and a few tired travelers stood up.